Alrighty, so for our Thursday night item in week 5, we're going to continue the Bootstrap crash course. Very much like what we did before. Here's your commit points, right? And in this case, I put finished on each one. So make sure as you do your commits, right? So first commit when you get to 33:22, 33 minutes, 22 seconds, 38 minutes, 44 seconds. Whenever you get to this first one, then you stop and do this commit. And then give me your commit history once you're all the way done. So this is great. I think at this point, having been an hour into the course, you'll have a definite better idea about what Bootstrap is about, how it makes creating websites easier, why people are using it specifically. He talks about, why people are using this one also is because it's dropping the jQuery, which I talked about in week 4 attendance. So I think this at this point you should walk away with this work with having a better understanding of what Bootstrap is at this point and have a general idea how to build them. One of the things he talks about just briefly, and he says maybe he'll go over in a different video, is the idea of accessibility and these ARIA attributes that you can use. And these aren't specific to Bootstrap. These are standards that we have on the web when we do markup, right, to help the anyone who needs a accessibility, and actually everyone. It's everyone. It's all of our jobs to create sites that are accessible to everyone. So understanding this is important. And this video, I think, does a pretty good job here of giving you some of that understanding of the ARIA standards. And then so you watch this and then you find something again. You see me do this pretty regular where I have you actually find something you want to learn a little more about, right? Do a little more research and then specify the topic specifically that you're looking at. And again, I want everyone to select different topics here because it makes it a lot more interesting. Right. So in this case, you write 100 words about the topic you specifically selected based on watching that video. And then here's where our current topics, we're actually going to look at what I've been kind of previewing this whole time, which is I want you, and this is copied from the end of the semester. Okay. And this content, I actually probably by the time you see this may rewrite this a little bit because in the past, and let's just, as we go through it, select 20 topics. And I used to say, some students still might do this, but you know, is to use the course content to actually create a site because there's so much variety. But I've found over time, students really like to build this. And this is kind of why this alternative is here. And I've noticed more students find that enjoyable, and that's okay with me as well. So I think I almost may drop this one out right here. And as you get here, it'll be build a site with something that you're interested in, right? So maybe we call a site about you a vanity site, right? Or a site something or about something that you're interested in. That's always fun, right? So what you're going to do is you're still going to build, in this case, topics really translates into pages. Okay. Now remember, this is the project at the end. So all we're doing here is we're giving you a preview of what the end goal is. So as you move into the next weeks or so week, you will feel like, okay, because every week from here on out, we do something to help you build this project. Okay. So it's 21 pages. All right. 4 to 5 menu categories. So what that really means is every site, and you see this all the time, any site has different menu and that really is just categories of information, but we call it a menu, right? So, but for your site, right, I just want you to understand it's really taking all this content and breaking it into 4 or 5 categories. Like here's mine and actually I think I'm going to have to redo mine this semester because we're moving all to Bootstrap 5, so that will be fun for me. So here's like the menus, right? So here's your categories also of the content, and I must have just been playing around with this. So, oh yeah, I didn't update it because I was playing around with that main page. But that's what that means, and this is a Bootstrap 4 template here. So I just want you to know when you see that, don't freak out. You don't have to write content for 21 pages. Now, In this case, if you are using your own concepts, you will have to write some of this. And the reason I say that is for students that did in the past select content from the course, I said just copy and paste it. But again, most people I've noticed will just use something that they're more interested in. So if you want to talk about that, come talk to me individually. We can make sure you have that. So each page has to have, and I say copy the content referring to here, but it's really just content, at least 75 words, right? And some image on each side. Each page has to have a unique title. So the title is the thing that shows up here. It's a part of the HTML by now. You've seen it a couple of times, but it's a unique title for each page. That's what that refers to. You have to push it. This is going to be public facing. This is your GitHub IO, right? And you do at the end when you submit it have to grade yourself. Now, I've seen enough times students see just these requirements and they get overwhelmed, which is really understandable. But I want you to know again, we're going to be doing something each week from here on out because we're in week 5. So weeks 6 we do something, 7, 8, 9. Okay, every week we do something to help you get this site done. All right, so what you really want to do here is look at those requirements, right? And then I talk about this here, right? And then, like, here's what you need to do: review them, and then talk about, like, what is, what kind of questions might you have? Um, what other thing comes to your mind that you would like to know just based on these requirements that I've listed here? Now, just to be clear as well, I think it would be good because remember, this is a 9-week class. This is due, if I scroll down all the way to the end, on October 9th. Sorry, 7th. Now, when is that, right? So when is that? I believe we're in August now, it's September. And let me go ahead and turn on 9082 so we can see this. And I'll turn off 93. So it's on the Thursday night. Your project 0 is due on Thursday night of the last week of our course, which is October 7th. I do tell students, the earlier you do this, the sooner you can submit it, the sooner I can give you feedback. You can modify anything you missed. So do know that if you're submitting as of that night, then I wake up the next morning, I grade whatever's there. There's no opportunity to change it. And then I also submit grades because I have another series of classes starting the following week. Anyway, on this work that we were just talking about, what you need to do is just think about the final project for this class, and then ask questions, review the requirements, and then ask any questions that you might have about it, and then reply. I believe this is the one I do have you do replies. And the reason is because a good discussion about having a better understanding of what's required for this project 0 is important because it is 25% of your grade. I believe that's right. All right. Talk to you soon. Hope this helps you do week 5, Thursday night.